is a 1 week anniversary for Occupy Manchester. We're in the Peace Gardens, there's about 20 tents. We're expecting people. We already have people from Glasgow, Northern Ireland, Birmingham, London. It's a global movement. Check out YouTube, check out Facebook, check out Twitter. Millions of people around the world are getting involved. Get involved yourselves. Occupy, occupy, occupy.
I'm a Director of Public Health. I'm one of the 400 public health consultants and specialists who signed the letter in the Daily Telegraph last Tuesday. And we're concerned that if this bill goes through Parliament now, it'll fundamentally change the nature of the health service forever and risk it disappearing. It weakens the Secretary of State's responsibility to provide a comprehensive service. Large parts of the health service could be opened up to private bids to be provided. The sort of interest, though, from the private sector would tend to be very much in the things that you can turn a profit from readily, like hip replacements or knee replacements, and they won't go near the expensive, complex things like care of the elderly, psychiatry, obstetrics, specialist paediatric care.
Everything that's happening in Spain, what's happening in Greece, what's happening in the US and what's happening here now. And I think there's something very, very important is that it doesn't matter whether you're Tory, whether you're Labour, whether you're Lib Dem, if you're a communist, if you're not, it doesn't matter. We're all in this together. Yeah. We are the 99% that's fighting against the 1% that works in there and the 1% that's further down in the city. The banks are taking everything away from us. It doesn't matter where you're sitting, your ideology. Yeah. We're all in this together. We have to fight together. Yeah.
Not for sale.
NHS.
Not for sale.
NHS.
Not for sale.
NHS.
Not for sale.
That is the gesture we're here to make today. Block this bridge. Block this bill. So can we please form a tight knit so that nobody can cross this bridge who is not involved in this demonstration.
Defend the NHS. The NHS. We will defend the NHS. The NHS.
The argument that's being put is that this is necessary because of demographic pressures and other kinds of things. And actually, we've known for over 20 years that we needed to re-engineer the health service to be much more of a community-based service, much more emphasis on public health and prevention, and much less dependency on hospitals. But you can do that without this bill. I work in Cumbria, where we've been doing that for the last 4 years, and we've empowered the GPs. They've got much more control over the budgets. We're on that journey of evolution towards the service, which will be able to meet the needs of the population in the decades ahead, and we haven't needed legislation to do that. So the argument really is, if you don't need legislation to do what's needed, why have we got this very complicated legislation which has buried within it this weakening of the health service, which makes it vulnerable into the future? So this is about saying to the peers of all parties, those who value the NHS, who love the NHS, you must come to the aid of the NHS and stop this dogmatic, doctrinaire thing from happening. So that's why we're here today.
Be organised!
Be organised!
Make it a message everybody can agree with, be the 99%.
Make it a message everyone can agree with, be the 99%.
We are the 99%. We need to have hope. There's fucking loads of us.
before the bill is passed. So anyone that has any connection to the hospitals, we need you to go and speak to people
Protect NHS!
Protect NHS!
You do not want an American system of healthcare!
We do not want an American system of healthcare!
So I'm here for two reasons. The main reason is obviously to complain, to try and stop the bill that the government is going to pass over the next few weeks that essentially opens the door for a possible privatization of the NHS. I'm also here to try and advertise the 15th of October Global Democracy Movement that is having Occupy London, take the London Stock Exchange next Saturday, the 15th of October. So those are the two reasons.
People saw what was going on at Wall Street, obviously incredibly inspired, and saw what had been going on in Spain since May. But I'm sure most of you have heard about the Spanish movements there, the M15 movement, the Indignados. So they've been occupying popular squares in Spain since May and having these incredible demonstrations of what real democracy looks like. And they called on October the 15th an international day of action, Unite for Global Change. And what has happened is that has been mobilised. And on October the 15th, that's next Saturday, there are things happening in hundreds of cities, in dozens of countries, all over the world. It is a truly international day of action next weekend. And we want to be part of it.
Yeah!
If we are going to win this, we have to deliver and mean a real message to government. We have to say, if you won't stop the cuts, we're going to stop the government.
Yeah!
We want to occupy!
We want